So we go for the fifth move in the 18 form qigong sequence. But basically we get 8 at the beginning, it was more like the 8 brocades, and then we added on the 18, so that's 26 moves in all. This is like the 5th of the 18, so this would be like the 13th move of the 26th form. I just added 2 forms together to confuse things. Doesn't really matter, you can do these singly or in order. It doesn't really matter, because mainly I'll go in depth with the breathing, because we're not going the traditional path, the usual qigong, breathing in the belly like a balloon, because the movements of qigong are so great and good to use that, you know, you can put them with anything. Basically, Pilates is anything you do, yoga, you know, you can put them in any motions you want. But the main root work behind it is the breath. So I digress there. We're going to go down the yogic, hypnotic Pilates path with this, with the breathing, okay? Not the usual qigong breathing. So basically it's just breath synchronized movement, vinyasa type style, breath synchronized movement in Sanskrit, that style. Again though, it's just movement with the breath. Each traditional qigong sequence will be linked to different organs, i.e. meridians, electromagnetic rivers. That's the best way to explain it in short. This one within the form will help the liver, gallbladder and the pericardium. That's the sort of meridians it's linked to within the actual traditional form. Forget all that, we're going into the Pilates breathing to start off with. Okay, so again, I've done the traditional ones in other videos. So again, let's get going. So zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals. Okay, that will naturally help you breathe into the lower lobes of the lungs. So with the breathing, we're breathing through the nose to start off with. We'll change it in a minute. We're going to exhale through pursed lips in the usual Pilates manner. If you want to start off, you can just do this for a second or two to see where the breath's going. You get the 2 middle fingers touching underneath the xiphoid process, the sternum, the breastbone, again, just to see where the breath's going into these lower lobes of lungs. And as you zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals, that's going to help you breathe anywhere but our belly button. It's going to help us breathe low and deep into these lower lobes of lungs. I'm moving the hands, so you can see that. I'm overemphasizing that. But what will happen is this, then move out and back, move out and back. Okay, again, just adding width to your lungs and length to your out breath. It's just helping you breathe anywhere but the belly button, helping you breathe into these lower lobes of lungs. So much so you might feel the 2 middle fingers slightly parting and coming back to touch each other. Just adding width to the lungs and length to the out breath as you breathe out through pursed lips. As you're sort of blowing out a candle through pursed lips. Lovely. You can take the hands away, safe in the knowledge you're still breathing into these lower lobes of lungs, because as you zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals, that helps you breathe anywhere but the stomach, okay? And it will help you breathe the breath. There's only one way, one place for it to go, up into the the lower region of the lungs, okay? It's what we call lateral thoracic breathing. As you zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals right now, it's going to help you breathe into these lower lungs, okay? Lovely. So keep breathing into them fish gills, breathing in through the nose and exhaling through pursed lips as you zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals. It's going to help you breathe into these lower lobes of the lungs, your intercostals, the ribs, anywhere but the stomach. It's what we call lateral thoracic breathing in Pilates. Helps you breathe anywhere but the belly button. Because of that, you're tucking in, you're zipping up pelvic floor as you breathe. In and out through the nose, in through the nose and out through pursed lips at the moment. Okay, that's going to help you use the transverse abdominis, the corset muscle, the powerhouse, the girdle of strength, 3 layers deep, which is segmentally stabilising your spine. So that's basically the Pilates breath. Even imagine you're opening an umbrella inside your rib cage and letting go, or you're pushing out from inside the ribs and letting go. That lovely free, expansive breath. Just breathing in organ deep, cell deep, even bone marrow deep into these lower lobes of lungs, the intercostals, the ribs, anywhere but the stomach. Lovely. And with that now we're going to shut the mouth so we make it a little bit more yogic. Okay, so unlike the Pilates breath, we're going to close the mouth and just breathing out through the nose as you still keep on zipping up pelvic floor, scooping out your abdominals, thinking tiny waist. But the only difference is we're breathing in through the nose and we're breathing out through the nose, because it's a smaller filter through the nose, and it helps us lengthen the breath even longer. Okay, especially the out breath will naturally want to fall longer than the in breath. All the breath will be longer, okay, because a smaller filter through the nose, that will filter the breath even more and make your breath longer, okay, in a more sort of yogic manner, as it were. But you will naturally find, as I said earlier, as you do this right now, as you zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals and keep breathing in out through the nose and follow that journey all the way in and all the way out, you'll naturally feel that the out breath wants to fall longer than the in breath. So just simply allow that to happen. Allow that natural unfolding of wellness on the out breath, okay? And as you elongate the out breath longer than the in breath, just be aware the in breath's conscious thought, the out breath is subconscious thought, okay? So if we bring our minds to that out breath, which is longer, consciously make that longer now, okay? So rather than the breath breathe you, you're going to breathe the breath. You're going to elongate the out breath longer than the in breath. Quadruple it, double it, triple it, whatever you like. The out breath, find your count, make it longer than the in breath without forcing anything there, okay? Lovely. So the in breath's conscious thought, the out breath's subconscious thought. So by extending the out breath within your limits, not forcing anything, longer than the in breath, you're just going to bring in all the parasympathetic nervous system responses in a beneficial manner. They're going to be benefited. The parasympathetic nervous system, all the things you don't think about, which happen without you even trying or try not to try. Sleep, digestion, rest and relaxation are all being benefited by elongating the out breath longer than the in breath. Just encouraging them restful relaxation responses and endless streams of comfort. Okay, lovely. Even cellular communication is improved, organ function, all the things you don't have to think about to work within the body. Okay, sleep, digestion, rest and relaxation. So it's a bit like 7-11 breathing from hypnosis, so bringing that hypnotic effect. But again, that's perfectly good enough. Otherwise, if you want to make that yogic breath a little bit more advanced, then we go to Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi breath simply grip at your esophagus, or you actually narrow the esophagus and you make a sort of nearly Darth Vader breath. So as you do that now, keep zipping up pelvic floor, scooping out your abdominals. You're going to breathe in through the nose. And you're going to make this sound. So again, it's a raspberry, silky, whistling breath. Ujjayi breath, victorious breath. Okay. Again, victorious breath in Sanskrit. So let me demonstrate that. As you zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals. You can't get this, just carry on breathing the same way. As we talk, breathe in. Shoulders down though, don't let them come up. That silky whistling Ujjayi breath, victorious breath, seashore breath, it's been called. Again, if you can't get that, don't worry. Just keep on breathing in some lower lobes of lungs. You zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals. In and out through the nose. Otherwise, get the Ujjayi breath. Either way, no matter what breath you can do. If you can't do the Ujjayi breath, fine. If you can do the Ujjayi breath, great. That just makes that slightly more advanced and help you lengthen the out breath longer than the in breath. Okay, or all the breath really, but especially that out breath. Okay, and again, That Ujjayi breath will stimulate the thyroid gland, which helps with weight control, etc. Helps us build the heat in the body. As you do that now, you'll feel that fan of fire to burn all the toxins in the body in a holistic way. Lovely, silky, whistling, raspy Ujjayi breath. That focusing breath, that will give the mind something to focus on within the movement, which we're going to do in a minute. That breath synchronized motion, vinyasa. Lovely. But again, it's sort of like a nice natural. As you do that now, you'll probably be able to feel you've done this sort of breathing before, you know, when you're sort of trying to focus on something using a fine motor skill, i.e. threading a needle through something, or, you know, banging a nail in or something. You'll use this Ujjayi breath, this focusing breath, okay, sort of like, you know, make a little sigh. You might want to overemphasize it like I just have, but you're still using it. So again, we're going back to the breath. Be within your breath, especially that elongated out breath. If it's Ujjayi breath, great. If it's normal, in and out through the nose, fine. Lovely. So we're going to link that to motion. So again, it's called arm rolling the fixed stance, or the back swinging monkey, I've heard it called. It's a bit of a funny motion. So again, it's here, and you're coming out here. Again, it's here, then you're coming out here. Again, hand can be up or down, doesn't matter. Here and coming out here. Again, it's here and coming out. Now again, I'll show the feet in a minute. If you want to do a little pivot, you can go round, optional. Again, here and out. Shoulders down though, okay, because 90% of us are overactive and these upper traps, they want to take over. Again, we're going to elongate the part on the out breath for longer. We're going to breathe in and exhale. Hands can be there, or one the other way, doesn't matter. Breathe in here and make this part long. Now again, if you open out the chest, you'll open out all the organs in the chest, the heart, the lungs, the pericardium, navel towards the spine, down to the back, hyperextend, keep it neutral, throw in that corset. Okay, again, here to the center, so there's a skewer through your head, you're just turning off that skewer, keeping the shoulders down. Using all the rotator cuff muscles. Exhale, open out the chest. You're going to bring the feet in, then you just go to here, and you just use a little pivot, but really elongate the out breath on that part. So it'll be like this cadence. Lovely. Just simply calibrate and synchronize and integrate the breath with the movement. Okay, lovely. So the next one is rowing a boat in the middle of the lake. That's number 6 of the 18 form qigong sequence, added onto the 8 brocade style yoga Pilates qigong sequence. So again, that'd be like the 13th of the 26th form, all in all, 2 together. Lovely. But rowing a boat in the middle of the lake, next. Bang.